Hello, kids, and welcome to the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. 3 comics, 3 opinions, 1 shit show. Featuring Mike Keegan.
Are you just going to talk over me the whole time? Is that what you're going to do? All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you very much.
Carla Oakerson.
I tolerate you. I think I tolerate you very well.
You don't tolerate me at all.
I tolerate you. Believe that. I certainly tolerate all your horse shit. Look at me, I'm being tolerant right now. Look how tolerant. I'm tolerating it.
And Tim Saliani.
See,
Bill Clinton suicides people was the name of my high school band.
Be sure and stop by the Domestic Disturbance Podcast Facebook page to check out any new shows, upcoming events, or to leave us some hate mail. Music from our podcast is from the hardcore band Bore. You should check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp, where you can put a little something in the hat for them and purchase their music like good little consumers. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the arguments.
Yay, we're live.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're live, guys. That's great news. Hey, I joined the crew again. I'm back. Carla said she's going to behave tonight. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. Happy to have you. Happy to have our special guest, one of the funniest guys I know, Long Island legend, Rich Walker.
Oh.
Yay.
I am here.
Legend, voted best comedian on Long Island several years in a row, and a good friend of mine.
Well, that was a lot of years spending, a lot of nights spending a lot of time voting for myself.
Does it make you mad that the parties are nicer now? They seem a lot nicer now.
What parties?
Like, the winners get like a winner's party, right?
Well,
Yeah.
when I did it, it was at Mohica, what's that, Ohika Castle?
Oh, wow.
And when I pulled up in the driveway, there was a marching band playing and everything.
Wow.
Long Island's best marching band?
Yeah, probably. And it was a big deal. They made a big deal of it. I don't know how it is now.
He just
That's
got Town of
cool.
Hempstead's best marching band.
That's funny. The whole reason why I do this, and this, when I did it, I think I was one of the first comics to come up with the idea, hey, I'm going to win this thing. But the whole idea of it is not for other comics to be impressed and everyone go, Rich Walker, who does he think he is? He's best of Long Island. The reason why you do that is so you put it on your business card, and then when you have people call you up and they go, oh, look at this. There's a comic, Joe Starr. He looks good. And look at this Rich Walker. He is the best of Long Island. So they hired me.
Yeah,
Who's
that Joe Star guy? Yeah,
They're getting the lesser of the comedian.
That was very Joe Starr of you to name drop, though.
Oh.
Did you buy the big lawn sign that says Long Island best comedian?
No.
No advertising? You didn't buy any advertising?
I did. I bought one $100 thing thanking the readers for
Taking the Academy?
thanking myself for voting so much.
Rich bought the skywriting package. Right for Jones Pete.
Yes, I have that. I was actually on the MetLife
just to be
blimp.
nominated?
He's the MetLife blimp. He's on the
What?
he's on the 9th green of every fucking course east of Hempstead.
Yeah, that's how you win it. What was your question, Carl?
I said, did you say it was an honor just to be nominated?
Actually, I did like 3 minutes of comedy. They had me up.
Did anybody involve a chapstick?
It might have, being that's the only thing I got.
Did the Long Island best people go, oh, we've made a mistake?
We made a big mistake. This guy's not putting any money into this.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to put more than Monica Toller and Frank Prince.
I was gonna say, I'm like, this year, I have some friends on it this year, but I also have 2 friends on it who have been dead for well over 3 years.
That's funny.
But vote for Gov's Radio. Gov's Radio's up for
Yes.
Is it on the radio station or a podcast? What is
the
it?
radio station.
Radio station.
Yeah.
In what universe
is Gov's Radio the best radio station? Like, isn't it competing with like national radio stations? Like,
No, just Long Island radio stations. I mean, and really, fucking
What's the
Steve
Long
Harper
Island
should be dead
radio
already.
station?
So stop.
what's
The Shark?
Long Island? The Shark?
Yeah, Gov's Radio is definitely better than the Shark. Are
What's
we on the Shark?
The
Long
Shark
Island
is
Radio.
it's fucking Pearl Jam song after Pearl Jam song with fucking broed down douchebags in between each song announcing the song. That's what it is.
So it should be called.
Counting down, covering Simple Man 8 times a day.
So it should be called the Mike and the Other Mikes.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be back.
Mike's got to go back to his safe space.
If you fucking come back as Dominic Mozzarella, I'm leaving.
He's cleaning this conversation up.
I love how he planned this out. He brought props.
So which number show is this for you guys?
MC Carla. Oh. All right, guys, I'm back.
No, he's saying Carla, but he's thinking Rich Walker. He's never done that before you were here, Rich.
I was pantomiming a masturbating Jeffrey Toobin. How crazy is that?
Which one's Jeffrey Toobin?
He's the guy that got caught yesterday masturbating in a Zoom video conference.
He's
with
like,
other members.
I believe
Really?
I believe he's the legal correspondent for the New Yorker. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, that boomer generation is not adapting well to Zoom at all.
They
This
just
technology
getting
is
caught
fucking them
jerking off.
up. They are just not. It's not. Something's not connecting.
I wanted to go on to, there's a site called Rate My Zoom Room, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I want, and people just rate each other's fucking Zooms. I have to go on and fucking rate this thing. Bravo. First of all, what kind
I
of...
would have fun with that. You ever see James Carville? Is like the worst. It's like
Yes, I
this.
did. Jeffrey Toobin actually took James Carville out of his pants.
He does look like a penis.
And it's always like looking down. It's like
I know, exactly.
He really is. We get it. You're from Louisiana.
But yeah, so Jeffrey Toobin yesterday, he was in a video conference with other people, pundits from CNN, I believe.
Hot.
Yeah.
And he claims that he thought his camera was off and his audio was off. But apparently they originally heard him masturbating, which I don't know. What guy makes noise when they're jerking off?
Is Jeffrey Toobin the guy that wears the blue glasses?
He has before, yes.
I
Jeffrey
think
Toobin's the guy that hangs a little bit to the right, has a little too much extra foreskin.
Is his career like over now?
Probably not.
It's going to be on hold. I guess CNN came out and said Jeffrey Toobin's asked us if he could take a leave of absence for a few weeks. It'll blow over, but like I don't think there was any malice behind it. He wasn't really trying to be a creep.
Yes, he was.
He's gonna need a doctor's note when he comes back for chafing.
He wasn't trying to be a creep. He didn't know that the camera was on him.
Even
He was jerking off to somebody in that Zoom meeting.
Hold
The
on.
entire
Hold
Zoom
on.
meeting.
Rich
thought
putting
the
on the
camera
chapstick while we're talking about this and then licking his lips.
you have no idea what's going on. My lips are burning because I've been outside for like the whole weekend.
I'm about to tube it if you keep doing it.
All right, I'm going to stop now. I didn't know. I thought I was off camera.
But it just gives you the chills when you have to hear him apologizing to his wife and his kids for being
Jerking off?
There you go. He's playing with
playing
with his oranges over there.
I'm playing with my tangerines. Tangerine is a funny word.
I just finished mine. I have 2 empty.
Oh, do you? I think I'm going to have it now.
Delicious.
Mike drained his tangerines.
Rich, you've been getting a lot of social media blowback for being a liberal, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I just unfriend everybody and block them.
Like I very recently gave up arguing with people because it's exhausting. It's exhausting, and for the most part, they're really dumb.
Carla gives up arguing with people for like 3 days, and then I hear, oh, so and so is a piece of shit, blah blah blah. I can't
No,
stand.
I've been good. I mean, back here, I've been out of the game for a bit now.
I actually like how Rich has grown as a person, where in 2015 he's paying $100 for a lawn sign for promotion, and in fucking 2020 it's, fuck you goddamn conservatives, block.
Don't care. People ever book me for comedy again.
I already have it on my business card. I'm not worried about winning.
It was the one and done.
I've already done the Ed Sullivan Show.
I mean, once you get the master's jacket, you don't need another one.
That's right. Have you guys found, all of you care a lot less what people think, either about you or about your views or anything?
I couldn't care any less what people think. You know what it is? When I post, I'll never comment on someone else's thing if I disagree with them. But it's when they come onto my thread. I'll post my opinions, but if they come onto my thread, then I go from 0 to 100, and that's when I get into fights.
Well, I try to stay off of everybody else's page, and I comment on. That's why I always put the thing that, go post on your own page and stay off of my page, and I have no problem with that. But they were beating up on some girl I went to high school with the other day, and it was two old guys telling her that she's killing babies and she, against abortion, but it was like really bad. It was like they were really coming at it. And I told her, don't listen to these two old white guys. So
that's
Tim is great. Tim came to my rescue once. I will never forget it as long as I live. I don't want to repeat it because the person's probably watching.
I don't give a shit. He knows.
What?
He knows. I don't care. It's fine.
That person doesn't watch.
He definitely doesn't watch.
I assure you, that person does not watch this show.
Who are we talking about?
That person does not like anyone on the show.
The person that told you to keep your cunt in line.
Oh yeah. He doesn't.
Oh, hold on.
Wait, like the first person or like the 10th person who told you to keep your cunt in line. Not like
here's the thing,
first person.
Let me go through the Rolodex of people who've called Carla this year.
That is fair. That is fair. I did it this morning.
That's not narrowing it down very much.
It could be me.
Like my dad? You got into an argument with my dad?
The killer's inside the house.
You know who once came on and bashed me and wanted to fight with me? Joe Pontillo's father. Not even Joe Pontillo.
Dad Pontillo?
His father.
That's what screws me up sometimes. I'll see like Joseph Pontillo comment something
Yeah,
political.
you
Like
think
Joe
it's him.
Pontillo's not political, and then I'm like, oh, it's his dad.
And the other ones I unfriended was all those. Who's the guy? Like John Piazza's family and his uncle or whatever he is.
Uncle Artie Piazza.
Yeah,
he's another passionate guy.
Passionate.
But you meet all them, right? Like at a diner.
Yeah, they all get their spot in line for the fucking the little dick parade out east.
They're here right now. We're going to Patio Pizza out there.
Going to Patio Pizza.
It's weird. It's weird that they're so anti-abortion when they're also anti-poor people. You'd think they'd be making abortions mandatory for poor people.
That's a weird thing to say.
I don't get it. How do you guys?
Don't make it awkward.
How did the three of you still stay so close?
Last week was touch and go.
Ooh.
Mike was like, Mike must have been like, I don't know, like his Mercury must be in retrograde or something, because he was really like, he got his knickers in a twist over absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Really?
He just like ran off.
About not letting me talk and just screaming over me and
I didn't even raise my voice.
Cackling like a witch having an orgasm.
These two fuck it out. Is basically what it is. They fuck it out, and me and Mike are always like, we're like,
me and fuck it out too.
We fuck it out. Yeah. We're like Wile E. Coyote and the sheepdog in that fucking, where we just punch the clock in, and then we're fucking with each other, and then we punch the clock out, and we're friends.
Yeah.
That's funny, Wile E. Coyote. Did you ever see that meme where it said that? Why hasn't anybody ever said something that Wile E. Coyote was such an excellent painter?
Yeah, he really was.
He's better than Hitler.
But me and Mike, I've always had a lot of fun with you on gigs.
Oh yeah, we have a blast.
And I remember we laughed that time. John Santa was up at that thing for
That's Sergio's. Was that
the girl that passed away.
Oh
Remember?
yeah, that was at the was that the Hibernian Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were sitting right on stage, right? That was so funny.
Oh my god! And then her mother made the speech about the girl that passed away right before I had to go on stage.
Oh, yeah. She's super nice. So that lady, they're so nice.
She was super nice, and the audience was great because I'm listening to her talk, and everyone's crying about the poor girl that passed away, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get up and talk about my penis now? And it worked. It ended up being a really
no problem. They were longing for your penis at that point.
And the first time anyone's put long and my penis ever in the same sentence. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we always have super fun. Remember we did the aquarium that one time? That was a lot of fun. The gig we did at the Riverhead Aquarium.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
How was the Riverhead Aquarium, bud?
Was that the one? Was it indoors or under that tent?
It was indoors, and I think it was people with special needs.
Is that the one where the girl came on stage with me?
Yep.
She was in love with me.
Yep, there was a girl with special needs, was obsessed with Rich, and it was just like
you make her get out of the chair and walk to you, like you were doing a sermon.
It was so bad. I took off my wedding band. Hey, you never know. I mean, because she was so easy to take advantage of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Penguins and a special needs side piece.
Yeah, me, you, and Eric have triple teamed her.
What?
Me, you, and Eric have triple teamed her after the show, so it was pretty.
Wow. You hear that? My wife's like, that is inappropriate.
Right, like Mike says shit like that, but
but now she's got a parking pass. She gets close to the store.
Yeah,
it all works
Mike
out.
says shit like that, but I ask him to back up a fact, and he starts crying and runs away. Like,
you back up if you let me back the fact up, I'll back it up. But if I start talking, you don't want to hear facts, so you just talk over me and talk over me and talk over me.
I think he was just.
And I'm just like, I don't need this. I work all day, and then I got to deal with this maniac. I'm not dealing with it.
Can I ask you?
He's hormonal.
If you have the facts, maybe you can explain to me the Hunter Biden laptop email thing, because I'm completely lost with it.
Someone put it into perspective today. A guy that lives in L.A. traveled to Delaware to give it to a shop owner who was blind.
A shop owner who lives 2.5 miles from his father.
Yeah, but Hunter
was at his father's house. He could have walked it over there.
I mean, I hear you.
QAnon thing, no?
No, not at all. It's still being investigated. The Department of Justice and the FBI said that it's not Russian fucking misinformation.
What was on the computer?
Oh, we're back to trusting the FBI again? Because last week.
Wait, when did the FBI say that? Because they're still checking on Giuliani.
I saw that it was on Twitter before, but
was it Black Twitter?
Like I said, I'm like a person with reason and accountability, so I'm waiting for all the information to come out.
You're a person with what and where?
Like you people like to jump on a story and then you say all these facts that end up being not true and you look like idiots.
Well,
I'm waiting for the information to come out. But right now, not looking good for old Hunter, crackhead Hunter.
Because 40,000
he's not running
of
for
Hillary.
president, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his father is, who knew exactly what he was doing the entire time.
Guys, I think we're really overlooking the big news of the week.
Yes.
Trump is bringing back JFK Jr.
Oh,
How
shit.
exciting. How exciting
Wait a minute.
That?
It didn't happen yet. It was supposed to happen on the 17th. It didn't happen.
No.
What do you mean bring him back?
Oh, according to QAnon.
I'm going to bring him out Thursday at the debate.
Right.
QAnon says that Trump is hiding JFK Jr., who's still alive, and he's going to bring him back and reintroduce him to the world. He was supposed to do it, like I said, on the 17th, but I think he's going to bring him out Thursday at the debate.
Trump couldn't hide Marla Maples from
Tim
Ivanka.
and Carla, hold your ears. If he brings back JFK Jr., I have to vote for him.
There you go. I know.
Because he is Jesus.
If he brings back JFK Jr., I'll have to vote for him too, because you know what? I bet no matter what state he's in, whether he's been alive or dead, he's still completely fuckable. 100%. 100%.
If he brings back JFK Jr., I'm flying myself into an ocean.
He went to NYU, like I went to NYU.
Really?
And I was on the same floor as him when I worked for Premiere Magazine, and he worked for George Magazine, and I feel like this time around,
Did you ever pass him in the hall?
We'll be in love.
Did you pass him in the hall?
I passed him in an elevator and literally almost dropped my shit. Like he was going in and I was coming out, and I was like,
wow. Do they have a big monument on the grounds there of him or
Hachette,
memorial
of the Hachette
at NYU
building?
Yeah, they have a bronzed altimeter.
No, but I heard.
Well, they just have the trophy in the showcase, like you see on Parent Teacher Night.
No, I heard that when he was there, we weren't there at the same time, but I heard that when he was there, he used to swim. That women would line up and watch him through the clear.
The same shit happens with me.
Mike gets that
all the time. I know. Looky-loos over the fence when I'm swimming. I hear Biden's supposed to be bringing back Mary Jo Kopechne, so
Kopechne.
He's gonna,
isn't it?
Yeah, Kopechne.
He's gonna be bringing her back at the debate, and they're gonna fuck.
How exciting that this debate they're shutting off their mics. I love that they've instituted a timeout.
That's great.
I want Tim to do that to Mike.
What is it with everybody in watery graves coming
this,
back?
though.
Didn't QAnon say that Osama bin Laden's still alive?
Bring it on, Mike. What was that, Tim?
Didn't QAnon say Osama bin Laden was still alive too?
Yeah. I think this debate is going to be like a T.I. concert. He's going to be like, bring them out. And he's just going to bring out all these people that are dead. It's just going to be a fucking line of zombies.
And it's all people whose bodies are in water.
Comes out. It's going to be wild.
I think QAnon is pretty much done, though. I think they just went way too far.
They've been completely normalized because there are sitting senators that are now flirting with QAnon ideas. And to me, that's the most abhorrent fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life having to do with politics. When you start feeding into bullshit conspiracy theories, fucking game over. Good God.
Do you think that the Senate is going to be flipped?
And you're not a liberal.
Yes.
You think so?
I do. I think I think it's going to be a complete shit show, and I'm not 100% sure that it won't go to the courts as far as the presidency goes, but I think the Senate will probably be flipped. Yes. It'll be
what
close.
about, you think that Amy McGrath is going to beat McConnell?
No. She should.
See, here's what I don't get. McConnell is what state? Kentucky. Why would they have, period, number one, a woman, and number two, is she lesbian? Right?
I mean, I think.
In that state. And then you want to run up against Lindsey Graham. They have a black guy run up against Lindsey Graham. I just don't understand really what the Democrats think sometimes. They may be great candidates, but not in those states. They're not looked at the same way.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think on that?
The fact that they have D in front of their name is already going to be the biggest strike against them. Whether they're a woman, whether they're black, it's just always going to be the biggest.
But not black will be the biggest strike, and then D.
Yeah, B.
I don't want to ever hear you say black D again.
All of a sudden, you don't like Black D now, Mike?
I don't like black anything. So Jeff Bosey wrote more wheelchair kid talk. I didn't. The wheelchair kid, didn't see him in school today, but I did see. There's a flipper kid in school. The school that I work at now. He's got flipper arms.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like a thalidomide kid.
So fired.
He's a thalidomide. Very nice kid.
So
but he's got flipper arms. I thought he walked into the classroom today and he was doing like a T-Rex thing, but then he picked up a Lego with his flipper
This is your
arms.
MO. Meet all these kids and then get on their fucking benefit. That's what it is, huh?
You put little cards in their pocket of Mike Keegan comedy.
Mike Keegan comedy. I was nominated as one of the best comics on Long Island, but I lost to several dead people.
I lost to Jim Brewer for the past 4 years.
Jim Brewer
Are you
every
up
year.
this year again?
Oh yeah.
No, this year I wasn't on it. I forgot.
Why would they take you off? Did you ask to be taken off?
No, I don't know. I got taken off, but Frank Prince and Monica Toller did.
They take you off after like 3 or 4 years because I was on there for a couple of years.
I haven't nominated myself in 3 years.
Yeah.
I think they probably watch this podcast and they hear the abhorrent things you say and they took you off.
But you could be on
Flipper Kid.
under the column of Port Jefferson Theater. They moved you over there.
Theater Street Most Wanted. It's
Yeah.
I still
That
can't
was a
believe
lot
you
of fun.
pissed off
So,
the theater.
guys.
What other questions do you have? What do you want to know about Rich Walker?
Yo, Rich, you know what's hilarious? I actually had somebody today find my Comedy University, my first time on stage
Oh, they found.
video on YouTube, and they posted it, and they were like, "Great set, Carla," and I was like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious," because we're having Rich Walker on today. But then, like, when I watched that set, I'm like, "Great set, this is horrific."
Do you have it right now? Can you play it right now?
I'm not gonna
I
play it
thought
right
that
now.
was the best set you ever had.
Yeah.
I
It
have
went
to ask.
incredibly awry after you left us.
I know. I'm not saying it was the worst set I've ever had, not by far, but just some of the jokes that I don't use anymore. I was like, oh god, I was really just trying to fill time there.
Yeah, I've seen Carl have some really tough sets.
Oh, the first time Mike saw that video, by the way, I think he's only seen it once.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, I happen to
said,
have
"Yeah,
like
it's-
literally the
it's
first
good."
time on set, and he was like quite irritated. He was like, "Oh, why do you have so much confidence for somebody who it's their first time on stage?" And I'm like, because I'm hilarious.
You're holding the mic like this, like Ti.
Yeah, exactly. Bring him out. Bring him out. I'm about to bring out JFK Jr.
Well, I love it when the comic has the mic cord wrapped around their hand. You ever
Yeah,
see that? That's like the ultimate in confidence.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you do that,
No.
Tim? Do you wrap it around your hand?
No, I don't wrap it around my hand. I'll wrap it around my neck and hang myself half the time. I do have to ask,
Sorry.
is it soul crushing teaching Comedy University at times? It's got to be.
Crushing how?
Where you need to...
Disappointing?
Yeah, well, no, you need to instill in somebody that, you know what, maybe take up, macrame.
Actually, we love all our alumni as soon as the check clears.
God damn it, I knew you were going to tell the party line.
No,
But I'm your favorite, right? I'm your favorite.
you were one of our favorites. You were
It's the
definitely
Bellows favorite.
We've had right now over 1,400 graduates.
Wow.
We've counted.
Wow.
And Carla's in our top 10. Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
And you're up there with Chris Monty and Frank Prince, Monica Toller.
Carney.
Some people we can't help. You know why?
I'm
Some
killing
people,
them all off one by one because I want to be number one. So.
Oh, good, you're up there with
That's
Pete Carney, too.
but some people come in. You have to understand. Listen, we're not tooting our horns that we're the greatest teachers or whatever. We're teaching fundamentals of comedy.
Right.
You have to run with it
Right.
and put your own personality behind it. And in class we try to, nip it in the butt and come up with a character persona, an exaggeration of yourself, right?
Right.
Like when Carl is up, Mike's up, Tim's up, that's not really you. It's an exaggeration of who you are. So we try to instill that. And then when you're going to write material, you have to write material for who you are. Am I right?
Yes.
You can't write, like some people come up to me with really dirty stuff and they go, you could use that. Well, it's not my character.
Who I am.
So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
call Tim and he takes it.
Oh, a pile of shit, sure.
Here's the thing that I appreciate about you guys, you and Peter, is that you're paying for the class, however long it is. You get the graduation show, but how many of your students you guys stay with them through their career? You guys are always in contact with them, always helping them punch stuff long after the class is over. I think that's the greatest thing that you guys do.
Yeah.
I was just helping, Stephen Calba. The other night I saw a fix, but You know what it is? I think that's just really a testament to Long Island comedians. We help each other. In the city, you're not going to find that a lot.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Right? Like if you see how many times, like even you and me, I think I got a line. Maybe you could try this, and see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least we want to help each other.
Yeah, it's more tight knit here because any open mic you go to here, everybody that's at the open mic, they stay the whole time. In the city, you do your spot, you leave. You don't really conversate with the other comics. You're going from open mic to open mic or show to show, and there's not really the camaraderie. I mean,
I did notice that, like on the Wednesdays I'm doing for Stephen Perillo. I'm sorry, Rocco Perillo.
Rocco Perillo. He needs all the help he can get, by the way.
What?
He needs all the help he can get, so.
The thoughts and views of Mike Keegan don't kill us, please, Stephen.
Please don't kill us. But I noticed the camaraderie. I noticed the comics stay to the very end, and those are long nights sometimes,
Yeah. But that's it. It's more like even, established comedians like, your Joe Curry, your Vanessa Hollingshead, your Richie Burke, they like going to those things because it's more of a workshop and they're having fun, helping people punch up their jokes, having, newer comics help them out with stuff. Those have been great now. Like, I mean, this is, open mics always have a stigma, but right now they're great.
Yeah. It's because it's a job, but it's also about the hang. And if you're not enjoying where you are or what you're doing, it's going to show on stage. If backstage is a mess, it's totally going to throw you off when you get up there. So the thing about Long Island comedy is like everybody pretty much enjoys the hang, which makes it that much more comfortable when you get up there.
I disagree with that. I don't really like whatever's. Yeah, I can be in a room with a bunch of strangers and go up and do my set.
We're not saying that you can't, but it's
you can do it.
Wait, what?
But you're not gonna.
As an open mic, it's not as enjoyable.
Right.
What?
I could do my set in a rat cave, but like.
What's a rat cave?
It's where the Flipper Kid lives.
It's where the Flipper Kid lives, and he pushes the wheelchair kid.
I find that it throws my timing off immensely an open mic. It's because I know where my laughs are. I know, my act became 1, 2, 3 punch, 1, 2, 3 punch, 1, 2, 3 punch, and when it's 1, 2 punch laugh, 2, 3 laugh, 1, it's all off. It's like.
Yeah. I don't really use open mic so much for delivery or timing. I just use it if I have a bunch of new stuff. I just want to be able to figure out how I can verbalize it and arrange it. So
well, I've been doing that with some thoughts. I had some funny thoughts and I put down on my phone. But when I throw them out at the open mic, I go, "Anybody?" And they're like,
"Anybody?" Because comedians.
No, here's them. Here's the.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really like going to open mics. I don't like going to open mics on Long Island. So I disagree with you guys.
Why is it better?
I think it's a fun hang, and I actually really enjoy hosting an open mic because I can do like a little bit of crowd work. But I think if you're going to try to do material at an open mic, you're not getting anything out of it. Nobody's laughing. The comics are only paying attention to, themselves, trying to figure out their notes. Occasionally it's fun because they'll roast you just for the sake of roasting you.
I kill at open mics. I get applause breaks at fucking open mics.
I know. Yes, you're the king of the open mic. Sure.
I'm the reason they call it open mic. But I did want to ask you, Rich, as far as stand-up university goes, do you guys have a timeline of when you might start? Or are you just waiting for the clubs to open? Are you trying to?
We have to wait for the clubs to open again because
they're
giving
like private
over there.
Are you doing any like private stuff now that the clubs aren't open? Or?
Well, I'll meet with people, privately. There's a couple that happen, but not. We want to get the class going again, but they're just not letting him open. They're not, which I don't understand why. Nobody's drinking, in there. It really has nothing to do with the liquor, the SLA, but
exactly.
You don't want us there. You don't want to mess around. I don't think he wants to mess around.
You don't want to take any chances. You don't want to take unnecessary chances right now, and God forbid something.
It's not worth it to him, So
when you do start back up, will you give Bozy 50% off to do it again?
Well, no, because we asked him not to do it again. No, we love Jeff. Jeff is such a good friend to our class.
I love Jeff.
I
I
think
was
Jeff
starting
has
a
to be.
GoFundMe for him to go back to the class.
Oh, really? Good.
Oh man, when I
funded the whole thing.
Great. What?
I took the other class, the governor's one, and
How was that? Did you catch up on the movies or what was it?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, like I said, how you guys will always be a resource for the people that took the class. The other class though that I took, you don't get that. You get your 6 weeks, and then you become an outcast for the rest of
So you know what it is. We even have students. If you ever come in one night, they drop in, and they sit in the back in the peanut gallery,
Yeah.
And then if they could throw in a line or two, that's great,
Yeah.
And they're always part of it. And what's weird is we kind of remember all the names too. If you're isn't that weird?
Okay, wait. If you remember all the names, I don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but Isabella took the Comedy University class.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the boy who was around, a little older than Isabella's age? You didn't even have to say the name, but he was just really offensive and just he came in late one day and said something about his probation officer and getting arrested for using cocaine or something, but he was 17.
That
was Hugh Murray
brought him into the class?
I don't.
That was Hugh Murray.
I said it was Hugh Murray.
No, it wasn't Hugh Murray. And because I remember when we were leaving, the first day I came in with Isabella, she didn't want me to stay with her. But I was I just want to make sure you're comfortable. And I see the kid and she's like, just leave. And I'm like, don't hang out with that boy. He's bad news.
Yeah. Oh, that was Rich Rada.
Rich Rada did something incredible. I don't even know if I should mention it. But do you know a guy, Ed Masson?
No.
He was just telling me that Ed Masson is a guy that is so funny. And he's a correctional officer in Riverhead. And he's a big, tall guy. And he talks a little bit slow, but that adds to the character, But he said, one of his jokes was, I was on my way to work at 1:00 in the morning, and I stopped at 7-Eleven to get something to eat. But when I was walking up to the door, I noticed that there was a robbery in progress. So I immediately went back to my car to wait it out. And then that's the joke. But he goes, I'm thinking to myself, I'm in that profession. I'm an officer. I should go in and do something. So I went in, and right now the perpetrator is fighting, and he's got a knife out, and the guy behind the counter has a pizza slicer, and they're going at it, rolling all over the floor. And thinking quickly, I said, hey guys, either of you gonna have this last hot dog? He was so anyway, but he went to school with Rich Rada, and Rich Rada paid for the class. He was going to take it, but then something happened where he couldn't take it, and he kept putting it off, and he gave the class to Ed Masson to take again a second time.
Oh, really?
So Rich Rada was going to take the class a second time?
No, first time he never took it.
Really?
Rich Rada never took the class?
No.
I'll tell you, he is a generous.
What a disappointment.
Yeah.
The wonders we could have done.
He could fucking use it, I know. But he is such a generous guy, Rich Rada.
He's funny. He's quick too.
Anytime there's any kind of fundraiser or anything, he's the first person to throw $100 at it.
He's fed so many cats.
Really? You think he saved cats?
He got that cat in quarantine, yeah.
For every bag of Meow Mix, you too can hear the 7 dirty words you can't say on television.
That's fantastic. So,
fuck.
Yeah, so I have a second generation of students in in Comedy University. I sent Isabella there. It was very
Stand Up University and
Stand-up,
Comedy
sorry.
College is Governors.
Oh, sorry. Stand Up
Yeah.
University.
What
But,
would possess you anyway, Mike? Did you think that it was going to help you get in on Thursdays and Sundays, or?
It took me 6 years to get in on Thursdays and Sundays, so it didn't help at all. But that was the only one that I knew about. Because I had seen the flyer.
Oh, in the beginning, this wasn't recent.
No. This was like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So and I was there. I was at a show. I think I was seeing Robert Schimmel or something, and I saw the flyer. So that's why I took the class. Actually, a friend of mine took the class and said, "Oh, you get a graduation show. You get on stage." I'm like, "Whoa, my God! I get that on stage at Governors." So that's why I took it. There was a guy in my class. So this is what I was starting to tell before. He had taken the class like 7 or 8 times.
My class?
No, the one I took, the Governors one, Comedy College, and after our graduation, he had already taken like 7 times. I guess somebody, whoever it was, had seen him a few times at the graduations, left a note on his car. It's like, "Please stop taking the comedy class. You suck."
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
And that came from Governors themselves. No, I'm kidding. So, can I know his name?
I'll
Send
tell
it in
you
the group
after.
chat. Send it in the group chat.
Send it in the group chat, 'cause he might
First
be
initial.
We're done naming names on this show. We don't name names anymore.
I just fucking say
You got in
it.
a lot of trouble with names? What happened there?
Oh, everybody hates us.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You can say anything you want about me for future shows. I always subscribe to the theory, talk all you want, bad or good, just make sure it's about me. So go ahead.
Me too.
My favorite thing is Rich there's this diabetes joke that you did, and he fucking tosses it off and used me as a prop as I was sitting there at that benefit dinner, and I was like, "You motherfucker!"
Oh, really?
I did?
Yes.
What was that?
What
Where was
benefit dinner?
It was you, Roach. Who else was on that? Oh God, was it Les? Yeesh. I can't
And what
remember.
I say, you know what I'm talking about.
You
Right,
said something
with
about
diabetes.
having diabetes, and you said he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
And let me
Oh,
tell
you're
you
that
something.
guy,
If
that
my
guy.
fucking 8 toes weren't tingling, I would have got up and
Did I do well that night?
You did do really well, actually. You
Where
did really
was
well.
that?
Yeah.
What room was it?
That was
Governors?
the Granite Company, right?
Oh, yeah, when we were at
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a fun show. That's
Yeah.
a
For
fun
Les
show.
Bayer?
Yeah.
Les Bayer and Roach was on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't think that went great.
It
I think
went
I was
well.
drinking a lot that night.
No, the
We
best
were-
part the best part about that show was Roach. Some woman was off to the side, fucking howling the entire time, and then
Yeah.
Roach busted her chops because she was Latina, but wasn't even in any type of racist fashion or anything like that.
She was furious.
You.
And she shut down completely.
Really?
Completely.
Was she an older Latino woman?
Yes.
Kind of attractive, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yes. But I don't.
Carla. It
Even,
was Carla.
I don't even think he said anything about her being Latina. It was something else, and she just shut down. And
But
Yeah.
he talks about his wife being Latina.
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
So
That's
why
what I
don't
So
you
maybe it was that.
Dating as a crutch to make fun of Latino people in my.
Yeah.
Is that your
Yeah.
plan?
What?
Yeah, people shut down when Mike does it too.
In your screens, am I in the top left corner?
No.
You're in
in
my
my-
bottom right.
Bottom right.
Bottom right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Am I looking down at you now?
You're in the Cindy Brady.
Are you having?
No, you're looking.
Did you
you're
just have a
sitting down at my
stroke? What's going
keyboard
on there?
now.
But I think I still have those pictures. It was the fucking. I took a picture of this woman.
Yes,
You know what?
I remember that. Yeah,
I might have to put it as a backdrop for
that
the
was a
next
good
show.
show. We do it every year at a granite warehouse,
Yeah.
and
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they-
I learned a lot about granite, about countertops.
yeah,
It's fantastic.
Alan, Yeah, Alan Kenham, great guy, owns Cosentino Granite.
Yeah, he said you can have whatever granite you want. You just have to carry it out, and they're like 900-pound slabs of granite.
Yeah.
I love that big tractor thing overhead that moves it.
Yeah.
Did you see that? It's like on a track and it goes. That was really cool. Yeah, that was a good thing. Now, Tim, you didn't perform that night though.
No, I was there because we were doing we were recording this show with Roach.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Right.
And prima donna Chris Roach, we have to go to him. You know, he's a network TV boy.
I always tease Chris a lot. You know, he took our class 6 times, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Over and over. But he was very smart when he took class. And we use him as an example because everybody comes, a lot of people come to class every week and they go, I don't know what I want to talk about. I didn't have a chance to work this week and I'm busy. But he came with a book and it would go like this. Okay, I'm chasing an ice cream truck, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, okay. And we go with the material. And then he goes, okay, I was passing the schoolyard, blah, blah, blah. And he tells a joke and we're like, move on. So then he's like, okay. But he came with his guns loaded. Like the book was loaded with every week with like 5 or 6 new premises. And what hit. What didn't hit, we moved on. Yeah. And that's where, you know, he quickly got an hour's worth of material. You know,
absolutely. And to this day, he writes 10 premises a day.
Does he?
Does he say he tries to sit down and write for at least 30 minutes a day?
Wow.
I do that in 6 months.
Yeah. I write on the way to a gig. Like I'm not good at I have to think of it, you know.
Yeah.
I thought of one. How is this? Is this funny? You love comics coming up here. I got a great Chris Roach story for you. But I saw a sign on the train on the LIRR the other day. It said, see something, say something. And there was this girl gorgeous girl sitting next to me. I said, hey, nice rack. What was I going to say? Chris Roach, he and I went to this gig in Jersey, and he gets in my car, and I'm not going to be able to do this, but he's sitting next to me, and I see him start reaching underneath the chair in the car, and I see this. And I go, isn't it nice how we get to travel to Jersey and not even do material? And he goes, back under the chair. Like
yeah, he does love going over material on the car ride there.
Yeah.
I was driving to Pennsylvania with him last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And he forgot his mask. He didn't bring his mask with him. And I had Carla's daughter, 5-year-old daughter's. She had a little a unicorn mask with rainbows on it, and we had to stop at McDonald's because Roach wanted something to eat. He goes into fucking McDonald's with this tiny little unicorn rainbow mask on his giant fucking Chris Roach head, and just the looks that he got. I'm like, go in there and just ask them where the playground is.
That is hysterical. And he's like me. He's got that fucking Easter Island statue head. It's huge.
With this tiny little thing on his face. I said, order a Happy Meal, and when they ask you if it's for a girl or boy, say, I don't know yet.
Yes.
And that is why Mike is banned from Theater 3.
Because I love pedophile jokes.
He's a pedophilia enthusiast, as we have covered time and time again.
You know, when Rich was telling that pull the notebook out of from under the seat thing, all I could think about was when you pulled Mike's notebook from under the seat.
What was that about?
Oh, so I'm in Mike's car, right? And I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something, and like Mike has a really nice car.
Gas.
He's getting gas. Mike has a really nice car, but he keeps it like really shitty. It's like a fucking dumpster in the car.
Yeah.
Right? There's just everything. There's everything. Like when we first started dating, he pulled out like a giant pink teddy bear out of his trunk, and he's like, "Do you want to give this to your kid?" And I'm like, why? Like, where did it come from? He's like, oh, it's from like a skit we did like 3 years ago. And I'm like, why is it still in your car? He's like, I don't know. So it's like dry cleaning, like soda bottles. What? It's just a fucking train wreck in the car. So he's getting gas, and I'm like,
Your car's immaculate inside.
I'm gonna throw some of this garbage out because there's so much shit all over the place. So I grab some stuff up, and I look down, and I see a little book, right? I see a notebook, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And the first thing I think, oh, this is like Mike's premises. Let me see what he's been writing. But no, Rich, no, it was not Mike's premises. It was where Mike practices his autograph.
Really?
It was Mike Keegan, M. Keegan, MK squiggle. Just a big K.
That is so sad.
Like the etching sociopath. I have my autograph 10,000 times.
Yeah. He just pages and pages of Mike Keegan. Like, what the
I
fuck?
like
How
the fact.
ironic is that?
I just do that
That's
in my
weird.
head. I do that in my head when Tim and Mike are talking about something I don't give a shit about. That's what goes on in my head. I'm like, Carla Oakerson. Carla
Esquire.
Oakerson. Carla Oakerson Esquire.
Keegan.
Carla C. Oakerson.
Keegan.
Keegan.
Carla Oakerson Keegan. Is that like Jackie Kennedy Onassis? You just keep adding the last
What was
names
the
on it?
name you used in our class? Carla?
Well, I came in with Carla Camiso, and then when I paid you with my credit card, you were the one who outed me.
Carla Camiso Oakerson Keegan.
That's a lot.
I
Isn't
like
Carla such a better comedy name than Carl Oakerson?
I like the fact that going back to the car thing. I like the fact that the stuffed animal in your fucking disgustingly Casey Anthony dirty trunk
No, the trunk is probably the cleanest part of the car.
was the least creepy thing in the car.
The trunk is probably the cleanest part of the car.
Yeah, absolutely. I
The
love
trunk
how
is easily the cleanest
I
part of
hadn't
the
even
car.
met Carla's daughters yet, and I had a giant pink teddy bear in my car.
No, it was disturbing.
Mike's like,
Definitely
I've been training for this all my life.
Did it smell like a cheeseburger from all the wrappers all over it?
But mind you, the whole message from having a 5-year-old all over my back seat all the time.
Did it
it's
smell
not.
like the
No, it's
inside of a
not.
unicorn mask right now?
It's not from having Juliana in the car. That's his own mess. I don't think Juliana's like slugging down Diet Cokes and corn nuts.
I love corn nuts, ranch flavored.
Listen, before this ends, Tim, what is that behind you? The on your green screen?
Oh, this is my spirit animal.
That's young Carla.
Yes, that is young Carla. This little girl is probably the best thing to happen. I fully support her. I am 100% the person that will blow out your birthday candle. Don't care.
No, you're not. Why are you lying? You will.
I
you
would
are not that
absolutely
person.
blow out a birthday candle.
No, you are not. You you have like this I hate everybody persona. Meanwhile, you're very, very kind and sweet. You would not blow out anyone's birthday candle.
No. I'm
Ever.
kind and sweet
Ever.
when I want to be kind and
No,
sweet.
you
Blowing out a
always
birthday
are.
candle
You
is something I
always
would
are.
absolutely do.
You're full. You would do that to me, but not like you wouldn't have done that as a child.
I would have
Not
done
with
that.
Van
I think I
Halen
did do
playing
that
in the
as a
background.
child.
Probably a little prick.
No, you were a little prick, Mike.
Wow.
A little
No.
prick.
Do you
How
know
long
that?
have you guys been dating?
Hold on. Do you know that
The
Mike?
three of us, or
The
our
three.
throuple? No, do you know that Mike, as a young child, like as like a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, locked his parents in a basement with a real estate agent?
Because you didn't want the house to get sold?
I don't know what the fuck he was doing because he was trying to trap them.
It was like
they
it was
wouldn't,
like
they
the
wouldn't
parent
put their
trap.
lotion on the skin.
It was like the chubby version of the Parent Trap.
Like Bosie's joke. You go to sleep now. Go to sleep.
right this way,
Bosie
little
has a
Mikey. It's
joke-
just there's just
Bosie
a
has a joke where his child tells something to go to sleep now.
Yes.
That's funny because I have a joke where my child tells something to go to sleep.
Oh,
Bosie.
oh, Jeff
Bosie,
Bosie.
we need to
there
have
we
a talk.
go.
Mm, How long ago did you have that joke?
Longer than Bosie's been doing comedy.
Really? He's been doing it since the class.
That's like
Parallel thinking.
Well, his is about a toy playing with the dinosaur in the back of the car. He's done it in front of you 100 times, I'm sure.
Carla doesn't pay attention to anybody else's act.
Really? You should.
No, definitely
You
not.
need to learn by watching others.
I don't know, but I do it purposefully because I don't want to end up in a situation where, and I've done it before with Mike. I've literally stolen a joke from Mike right in front of his face because it just kind of came out because I heard him do it like the night before, where I was like, oh my God, now what do I do?
Yeah.
I purposely try not to listen to anyone else's material because I don't want to end up having it in my head.
What about like big headliner comedians? Like, do you go in the room and watch them when they perform?
I'll watch bits and pieces, but I won't watch anybody's whole set.
You should watch. That's my advice.
Watch bits and pieces.
I learned so much, and I'm not talking about material. You learn mannerisms, you learn stage presence. It's, like what I always say, if you ever go to like an open mic night and there'll be 9 guys and it's just a bad night and they all suck. But then the guy they paid to come in at the end does like great, like in 1 minute. And why is that? It's because the audience can see a polish. They see without even like saying a word yet. So that's what you should start looking for. Like, don't forget about material, but just look at, like, for instance, like I teach in the class, you do your first joke, and then while they're laughing, take the mic out of the stand and put the mic stand behind you, because you don't want to go up there and be dicking around with the mic, and then go, hi, how are you? It just looks really awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. That's just my advice.
Yeah,
I know you weren't looking for any.
But I watched
I
watched
Comedy Nerd. I love sitting in the back and watching and learning.
Yeah, me too.
But I watched years upon years of comedy before I started doing comedy because I worked at the comic strip.
Right.
So I call that my comedy internship. That's when I was an intern and I was just watching and watching and watching.
Right.
Forever.
But I would sit in the back of the room and watch guys like Anthony and Joey Cola and Star, and learn from But
who? Anthony? Who?
A gentleman named Keith Anthony.
Keith Anthony, You know Keith Anthony. You said Anthony Joseph, by the way.
No,
you said Anthony and Star,
Joey
Cola.
I said Keith Anthony, Joe Star.
Right.
I probably just said it a little too quick
to me.
To absorb it.
Like, he has to be one of the most brilliant comedians you could ever see.
Absolutely. How he's not a household name. He's just. I always say, I was doing a show with him one time. It was at the brokerage, standing room only, and it was kind of a showcase. Remember Brian Kennedy, who used to manage the brokerage? Him and Mark Hirsch produced the show.
Right.
When the headline is on the stage, usually the comic at the bar and talking. Every single comic was gathered in that vestibule at the brokerage, watching Keith Anthony destroy 300 people. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll always say
that was a really interesting story, but
it really is lovely. Mine looks like a seizure on a piece of paper. You're all fucking flowery.
Here's what I'm going to do for you guys, because this is your show. You asked me to do it. I am going to take this and I'm going to autograph it for you guys.
See?
And you can have it.
Will you include a chapstick?
We're going to auction it off and donate the money to charity.
And I'm going to give it. I just got some more. I signed it right here.
I hate the fact that it's so fucking Civil War flowery looking. God damn it.
This?
Yeah.
Like Adam Snare's
I wouldn't even know. That should be fucking on the bottom of something that says, "My dearest Clementine."
There's my Walt Disney version. See, he does a lot of big.
So it's not uncommon what Mike did. He's trying to just master the different versions of his autograph.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a lot of time before he'll need it. Can you imagine after all his practice, he goes in the mall, somebody goes, "Can I have your autograph?" And he goes, "Sure." Fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to
Wait.
embarrass myself. That's why I'm practicing now.
You got another piece of paper?
Yes.
Yes,
When-
Mike has time to practice. When you're one of the top 10 alumni, like me, you just have to go with a C and a scriggle because there's no time. I have no time to practice. I just came
Right.
out of the gates. People wanted my autograph, and I'm like, here you go.
Or
I
a
have
C.
no time to practice.
The first night you were on stage, you don't even know. People at the bar were going, "Oh my God, is Carla Oakerson coming out? Is she
I
coming
know,
out
and they were all
to the
like,
bar?" I go, "She's coming. She's gonna be out here soon."
Oh my God.
That was lots of fun.
Yeah, good.
Rich,
I like
thanks.
this show. No ego.
No,
Yeah.
we just hang and fuck with each other.
And
It's the
we
show.
have fun, a little bit of politics. We wanted to talk comedy with you, like, you know, a lot of shows are just the three of us, and we'll just talk politics. We have you, one of the most learned people in comedy, and
Yeah.
figure
Learned. I think he just called you old.
a little. He's wise and he's
Do
knowledgeable.
you know a guy who comes to open mic nights? William Romero.
Yeah.
Will Romero.
Yeah, and he talk like this because you faggots. He's like the most racial guy like in the whole world. But he goes, I hosted the other night, and he comes down and he goes, "It's such great to be on a show, and I got the fucking old guy here hosting it."
Really? Are you serious?
I gotta tell
He
you,
didn't take the class.
And then he gets off stage and he's like, "Pardon me, madam. Do you know which way the bathroom is?"
I gotta tell you a quick story. Yeah, do we have time for a quick
Yeah.
We always have time.
Okay, I worked the Gateway Haunted Playhouse, right? And I'm a character. It's a puppet in a booth, but it's like a skeleton. And this year he's a pirate, and I control him from the back, and my voice is synthesized. And I'll do like dirty jokes at late at night. Like why don't witches wear panties?
Why?
Better grip on the broomstick. So, but I'll do that at night. So anyway, so I'm this character in the booth, but these four girls come running out of the haunted house. 3 brunettes and a blonde. It has no bearing on the story. Now I'm behind a curtain. They can't see me, right? So the 4 girls come out and they go, come here. You gotta, I'm a puppet. I can't move. They go, you gotta tell us who's in there. He's gorgeous. He's got little glasses, a little beard. He's gorgeous. My girlfriend wants to hook up with him. Who's in there? And the puppet goes, I don't know who's in there. There's 100 people working at haunted houses. I don't know who's in there. They're like, you know. And then one girl, after 5 minutes trying to get me to tell who this guy is, I don't even know anybody in there because there's hundreds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she goes, wait a second. Who's in there? Someone's in there. She sees like a shadow behind the curtain. Who's in there? Just then the 3 brunettes look away. They had a flamethrower going on, and they look away. And real quickly, I go like this. I go, and she goes, ew, it's an old guy.
That's
It
awesome.
was so fun. You gotta be there. It was like great.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Turns out they were looking for Joe Milonis.
Yeah, he's there.
I know.
He volunteered.
I know.
He asked me to do a backyard show, and I was just like, hey, if you want to volunteer at the Haunt, they'll take volunteers.
I did his backyard thing. It was good.
It was good?
It was really good. Yeah. Yeah.
He was good, or the show was good.
Both.
No, not him.
No, both. Surprisingly,
Joe's funny.
Joe's
I
hysterical.
love Joe. He's one of my.
He's very well seasoned. It's my understanding.
He is.
He's a seasoned.
Joe.
comic.
Joe's one of my best friends in comedy. I love Joe.
Yeah.
Oh
Joe.
yeah.
Say that about everyone, Mike.
I said he's one of my best friends in comedy.
Who is not one of your best friends in comedy?
Yeah. Who don't you
You.
like? Well, you don't have to say a name. Is there somebody you don't like?
Oh, there's definitely a few people I don't like. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does politics have anything to do with it, or no? You just don't like.
Not really. Only really one person because of politics, but everyone else just because they're assholes.
Yeah, it's me because
It's
of
Carla. Yeah.
It's Carla. Now, the person you don't like in politics,
Mm-hmm.
do they lean right or left?
Left. Not even left, just stupid.
Stupid.
It's very hurtful,
Stupidly
Mike.
left.
I tried.
Do you know who this is, Carla? Who is it? Do you know? I can't imagine him not liking anybody.
Oh, I know some of the people.
Oh,
he
I
doesn't
know.
like.
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
What
some of
about
the people
you,
he doesn't
Tim?
like.
Tim, is there anybody you don't like?
I don't like most people.
Good answer.
Tim doesn't like most people on this show right now.
I don't like most people in general. Doesn't have to be comedians. I just don't like people. So.
I
mean,
know what you don't like. You don't like bullies. I know that.
Oh, I can't. If somebody's a bully, I am all over you.
He doesn't like or
What would you do? You're driving your car. You're at a stop sign, and there's 3 kids bullying some poor kid, knocking them around. Would you get out of the car and say something?
I would tell them to promptly walk up the road to the overpass and heave themselves off of it.
Because it's going to be less painful.
And you know what those kids would say, Tim? They would go, ew.
There's an old guy. Yeah, exactly.
And why does he have a skirt and bagpipes?
Ew. An old guy in a skirt and these old legs.
Screw you, you little shits. You'll learn real quick how to get free drinks.
I love that. I would love to see you play. Do you still play?
The bagpipe band, we didn't do anything last year because obviously of COVID. I don't know what's going to happen this year.
But he doesn't play.
What?
You don't play the bagpipes.
No, I'm a drum major.
Yeah,
You swing the drums? I like that when they swing it on the strings.
I lead the band and I can play the bass.
He does that thing with like this.
The big baton.
The big baton.
He's a baton twirler.
It's a mace.
Yeah, and sometimes he lights the baton on fire and he throws it up. Like in
Are you implying that there's something wrong with that? Are you trying to equate like it's
me?
It's no, I'm talking to Carla. Like, are you calling me like a female? Are you saying that I'm a feminine because I do that? Because that is very misogynistic.
No, but you are wearing a skirt, so sure. But if I was saying it was a feminine quality, why are you saying
that's a culture? It has nothing to do with
it's a kilt.
But why are you saying that saying that something you're doing is feminine is negative?
It's only a skirt.
Why is me?
It's only a skirt if you wear something under it. That's the first thing. Secondly,
you don't wear anything under it?
No.
Ew, old balls. Ew.
Ooh, old ball guy.
Old balls guy. Ew.
Doing a feminine thing with his balls hanging out.
Don't fucking make fun of my tubing.
You're tubing. Now they're gonna have nicknames for him. All over. Don't do a tubing. Don't.
Yeah.
On everything you see, you'll see. I don't care. You'll see Sean Hannity look to the right and go, "Don't do a tubing. Are you tubing?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Mom, it snowed outside. I'm going tubing. Oh, no, I'm just masturbating. I'm.
Are you tubing?
Getting back to your balls.
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day is typically very cold.
Yeah.
But it's Scottish.
So
are you Scottish
just
or
like
Irish?
shrivels up?
No, my last name is Saliani.
Oh.
I'm a little bit Irish, but a
little bit rock and roll.
Right. I like free drinks. My friends actually own Long Island Brewery, and that's how I got into the band. I was there.
Long Island?
Yeah.
Where is that?
They're in Riverhead on Pulaski. If you're out in that area, you should definitely go check them out. Good dudes, great beer. It's a really cool place. So they do this halfway to St. Patrick's Day every year, and I was walking through the crowd because I'm there drinking. And one of the people in the band came up to me and said, "You need to be our drum major." And I was like, "Well, what the fuck's a drum major?" And they're like, "You just basically have to walk down the street and look irritated." And I'm like, "Well, I do that anyway. What are the benefits?" And they said, "We drink
I was
for
a
free."
drum major all these years.
That's it. Everybody finds their calling, Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it's a long standing history. His great-great-grandfather, Ewan Saliani was a drum
That is
major as
true.
well.
I like how you said Ewan.
Ewan.
God damn it.
But so yeah, Rick, I did see you at the Gateway haunted house now, right?
I am there Thursday through Sunday. This weekend, Thursday through
We tried to
Saturday.
catch you at White Post Farms. Didn't realize you weren't there this year. We were very
Yeah,
disappointed.
we got shut out this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've been there for like 16 years, longer if you count ones I did with Monty. But hopefully next year we'll be back. They were scaling back a lot, and our show is a very expensive show for them to do, believe it or not.
Yeah, they couldn't even
three
afford.
actors.
They couldn't even afford a farmer with 2 legs.
Poor Tony. I don't know how he stands for 8 hours. At like the 7th hour, he's starting to rock a little bit. Like he better not go any further than this. No, he does great. He does great.
He was phenomenal. I was impressed. I'm just like, I couldn't do that for all day. Like
you can't
I
say
was
yeehaw all day.
No, he's doing material. He's talking to people.
He meant
I'm
walking
when they
around on one
hand
leg.
you the wad of money, you'll be surprised how much you could do that. all day.
That's true. But I'm like, he's basically doing like 8 hours of crowd work. I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were disappointed. We took little Juliana to come see it, but hopefully next year you'll be back.
No, sorry. You should. Did you tell them you were disappointed? No Rodeo Ricky.
We did. He's like, we had to cut some dead weight, and
Wow.
that's it.
That Rich Walker's too pricey.
Well, he was voted the best comedian on Long Island.
There it is.
Pay top dollar. You got to pay top dollar.
2 years in a row, but actually it was 3. But I thought that sounds obnoxious.
Rich Walker gets that part.
They write parts for me, but then they don't give them to me.
You're still doing stuff with Monty? You're still putting those shows out?
We
You
ran
guys
into
have a podcast, don't you?
no, not a podcast. We used to do the funny clips, but of course you never watched them.
Oh, there you are.
I think I'll never watch it.
That's a
haven't
callback.
watched
No, it's a
all of them.
callback.
I thought they were great.
We were doing them. We did 11 of those episodes,
Yeah.
but we have like 15 more jokes that need to put together. But what happened was the guy that did all the editing for us, he bailed on us. Like he goes, I can't do it anymore. It's too much work. Editing is a lot of work. What?
I thought you were going to say he died from COVID.
No, thank God, no. But
God,
he
no.
kind of left us high and dry. So now we're looking for someone. He would film it, and then he would send us all the takes, and we'd pick out what we wanted, and then he'd put it all together in the thing. So
Those were great. I love them. They were
funny.
listen,
Such an
old
original
jokes.
thing. Yeah.
Here's why we were doing it, because the young generation, if you talk to kids, they don't tell jokes like we did. Like, remember you going to work, I got a good joke for you.
Yeah.
They don't tell jokes. They don't get the irony, I think, of jokes, you know?
Yeah.
They show you memes.
And they're just
Does
quick
Isabella
and
tell you jokes? Does she say, I got a good joke for you?
Not really, no.
See?
Yeah, she does. Hey, Mom, stop me if you heard this one. A cunt walks into my room. And
That's funny. I did a show in Pennsylvania once. And at the end of the show, they decided to do a joke-off contest, which is a
Jerk-off?
disaster. What?
A jerk-off contest?
Yeah, a tubing contest. and there's a joke, an old joke we all know, but this kid went up and told this joke, and it was a twist on it I never heard before. You want me to tell you? It's really dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, you know the joke where the kid comes home from school and goes, Daddy, what's the difference between a vagina and a cunt? Right? You know that joke? And you know the punchline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he starts telling this joke, and we're rolling our eyes because the audience is cringing. And he goes, I'll tell you the difference, son. Come upstairs where your mom is sleeping. They go upstairs, and the father pulls back the blanket a little bit where the mother's sleeping. And he goes, see this? This is a vagina. And the kid goes, can I touch it? The father goes, don't touch it. You'll wake up the cunt.
That's great.
But the old joke is this is a vagina, everything around it
everything around it's a
But the
yeah.
way he goes, can I touch it? Don't touch it.
That's hilarious.
Amazing.
That's a good joke.
Oh, man.
Now I'm wondering which one of my people or companies I work for now terminate me. Well, remember that you did that cunt joke? We didn't like that.
Rich Walker's about to get canceled. If Mike hasn't gotten canceled yet,
That's true.
I mean, because I
Rich,
keep
you're not
reporting
that
him.
in live now.
That is true.
I keep reporting him, and he's still not been canceled. I think he'll be all right.
What did you, Mike? What did you do when Port Jefferson wrote that thing? Were you like, what? Like, what?
I was freaking. So Paul Anthony called me up. I had no idea what was going on. Paul Anthony called me up. He's like, I don't know what happened. Some Theater 3, you tweeted something. And they're all freaking out. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I was like half asleep, and then I was looking back and I realized that I was in Facebook jail for some reason. And I'm like, what post could it have been? And then I'm like, oh, is that Greta Thunberg thing? And then I just see that the Theater 3 made this long diatribe how Mike Keegan is an offensive joke. We guarantee you he'll never be back on any on our stage ever again. Blah blah blah. And I was like, why is this a thing? Like, how is this a thing? And then Newsday called me, and I'm like, what the?
No, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Newsday called me, News 12.
How dare you?
So were you on News 12 or were you?
I wasn't on News 12. I was in Newsday.
He declined to answer our calls. Like, no, I was on the phone with him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the thing in Newsday also, which made me look better though, because I made a statement for Newsday, and Theater 3 refused to respond to anything. So it made them look bad. And
have you worked for Paul since?
I just did a show, maybe was it a month ago or something? It was just a backyard birthday party, but that was
nice.
But Paul, Paul told me he's like, it's no big deal, no problem between us.
He understands. He understands.
Yeah, he definitely understood. He's like, we're still okay. I just can't use you obviously at Theater 3, but I wrote to him and apologized. He's like, it's not your fault. It's people are gonna react however they want. But
I'm gonna petition to get you back in there. You're gonna make you a triumphant return.
Yeah.
Now, I actually wrote to Theaters 1, 2, and 4 and reminded them not to use him either.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Wait, that's $200 a year amount.
Wait until they get a load of Tim there.
You know what? That's the hysterical thing is on stage, Mike couldn't be more. He's a joke machine, and he's just mid-level. He toes the line as far as anything having to do with being offensive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little more over the top, but
it's all self-deprecation. There's nothing offensive in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then on social media, I become a bit of a rascal.
A rascal.
Bit of a rascal.
Oh, it's hysterical.
But oh man, we took enough of your time.
Yes.
You got anything coming up we could plug for you or?
Come out to the Gateway Playhouse on. It's called Brigands Run at the Gateway Playhouse. It's an fully outdoor walkthrough. It goes about 15 minutes. It's I think they charge $20. It's a lot of fun. Even the kids can come. It's scary, but they also have a not so scary during the day, which I'm not there. But they
do they jump out at you?
Not in the day. There's no characters. It's just
at night, though, they jump out at you.
Yeah.
Is it a drive-through or do you walk through?
Okay, now the drive-through is their other one in South Haven. They have two, Suffolk County, and them work together. And they did about a 35-minute drive through the woods, and you'll see children playing on the swings in the dark and zombies and stuff like that. And that goes to a track. They have a track in the car that goes along with it, and that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So if you got nothing to do and you want to do something scary and fun for Halloween, that's it. And they run every week, Thursday through Sunday as well.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
And that's called the Forgotten Road. and I'm Brigand's Run.
Brigand's
So when you
Run.
talk
At Gateway.
but thank you for the
Nice.
plug.
Yeah, definitely. Check Rich out. He's the best. And when Stand Up University comes out, if you guys are fans of stand up, you want to give it a shot, take his class.
StandUpUniversity.com. Thank you.
Yep.
Nice.
And Rich and Peter are the best. If you're gonna take comedy classes, they'll stick with you. And Tim, anything coming up? Anything going on?
No, I mean, I don't know whether we're doing a show Friday or not. You have something going on, right?
Yeah, Carla and I actually will be performing at the Bel Air Diner in Astoria. They have a big parking lot show they've been doing every Friday night since COVID started.
Okay.
So it's a drive-up show. If you don't want to, you don't even have to get out of your car if you don't want to. But they do have seating there and food and drinks and stuff. So it's a good show.
And a DJ, I think. So we're gonna be rocking it out.
DJ Ouija will be spinning the mega mix.
Nice.
I'm hosting. Tom Kelly from Good Morning America, and he'll be on the show. There's a special guest. I don't even know who that is.
Ooh. Michael Strahan.
But when you dance, I heard you have to dance on the X's. Hey, Carla, you're going to be there too. Yeah.
Yes, I'm the special guest. Surprise, everybody! It's me.
She's going to go on stage and wrap the cord around her arm.
But it'll be a fun show. And if you haven't gotten tickets for Halloween weekend, the 30th and 31st, I'll be at the Comedy Cove in Springfield, New Jersey.
Nice.
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It's starting to trickle in the work. It's starting to trickle in a little bit.
Who's doing a show in Jersey?
Me.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
What's the name of the place and what day and time is it?
Comedy Cove, Springfield, New Jersey. Friday, Saturday, 30th and 31st. Get your tickets.
Really quickly.
Yeah, so much, Rich. Yeah.
I will say, Shut Up Stupid is not this Sunday. It's the following Sunday, November 1st, right before the election. We will finally get the debate episode out. So check that out. Govs Radio, Sunday, November 1st, 8 p.m. The next Shut Up Stupid. And what the fuck else? Oh, and check out, we're dropping another Pandemics track tomorrow. Richie Byrne.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Richie Byrne and Stefan and the boys did another track. I did the editing for and the directing. We're dropping another one tomorrow, and then there'll probably be another one next week. So if you're listening, go on to the Pandemics Facebook page and check out their stuff.
Yep, Stefan's a good dude. Stefan's in the band with Richie Byrne. They do this. They do parody songs about the pandemic and stuff, like Beatles parodies.
Yeah, Beatle parodies.
Stefan is the other voice on there with Richie Byrne. He's actually married to Joel Rifkin's sister.
You're kidding.
Nope.
I did not know that. You're kidding.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's the most interesting part about this segment of the conversation.
We're all East Meadow people. Joel Rifkin lived in East Meadow. Stefan's an East Meadow guy, and Stefan's married to his sister.
Wow. You know what's ironic? My wife's brother is Jeffrey Toobin. That's a pullback.
Full circle.
And we're full circle. Rich, thank you for hanging with us.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for
I look
coming
forward
on.
to seeing all of you again.
Yeah.
Listen, anytime you want to hop on,
let me know.
You just say.
Just let me know. I'll do it.
And
we're off the air?
No, not yet. We're about to be.
Not yet. Don't start shit talking yet.
No.
Start jerking.
We will see you kids next week. There's no show Friday. Go watch the Borat movie instead, fuckers. All right?
I heard that's great.
Vote Trump.
Oh, shut your ass.
Shut up, Mike.
Hold on.
We've lost our voice! We've lost our voice! We've lost our voices! It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe! We've lost our voices! It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe!
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast, and if you didn't, even better. You can show us your disdain by sharing the show from iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Though honestly, nobody uses Google Play. Check out our Facebook page for any upcoming comedy shows or appearances from Carla, Mike, and Tim. Also, don't forget to check out our favorite band, Bore, on Spotify, or purchase their new EP, Bore 2, on iTunes or Bandcamp. We'll see you next week, Rageaholics.